evening, listeners at home, and welcome into the final episode of Closing Shift, wrapping up at a lovely episode 50. We have been your hosts, Mia, and over there, Emmy.
I'm over here.
Having the honor of bringing 50 episodes into your ears of varying discussion topics of varying quality. But we hope that through it all, you have been brought entertainment and something to pass the time.
True.
I have this week's opening question, and also the last week's opening question. Ooh la la, fancy. And I have to ask, in the previous 49, now 50 episodes of this show, Emmy, what was your favorite?
You know, I thought about doing something like this, and the sad thing is that I don't super remember a lot of them.
It's like when your parents say, I don't have favorites of you and your siblings, except for the opposite reason.
It's like if on my birthday you asked me what my favorite birthday was, I'd be like, last year's.
Of course.
Or like this one. So, do you want my favorite episode or like my favorite moment?
Let's narrow it down into, like a favorite moment, favorite bit. Just a nice fond memory of the show.
I would have to say one of my favorites is having to explain that in third grade, I thought Martin Luther King Jr. invented color.
That was going to be my answer. That's a personal favorite.
That one was pretty good. Two Dumb Dogs was pretty good. Also, I did like in the very first episode a year ago, how we were whining that people were calling us a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Whining like a baby, in fact.
We went, wah, wah, I'm not a baby, wah.
It was very funny. And it was funny in particular to me because I've never told someone to screw off, but in that episode, I said, and all you haters out there hating, just screw off. And I've never said that. Well, it's never come out of my system naturally when in that moment it definitely did. It has not since or before.
Well, since the wife left, not a lot comes out of my system.
You know, actually, I wanted to talk to you about that. I'm kidding. I do not. What was yours? Well, never mind. You already said yours. What's another one of yours?
I think I do have a nice fondness for just a little moment from a few months ago where I brought up Halloween and you went, Halloween! Sorry. And I still...
That does sound like something I would do.
I still think about it. When I think about Halloween, I think, Halloween!
I would have to hear that for myself, but that is funny to imagine.
Just such a silly little bit that it makes me happy with that. I think also talking about Skibbity Toilet a couple weeks ago, that absolutely took me out.
Yeah, no, I don't find that, I mean, because personally I'm the one that had to experience that social nightmare of having to explain Skibbity Toilet to middle-aged women, but yes, I do know that you liked that bit quite a lot. Even though it wasn't a bit, it was a real story. That really happened. I had to do that.
I think my favorite episode, though, is definitely the one we did with Owen.
That was a good episode.
That was a lot of fun, and that's one that I'm real proud of when I look back at it. It's like, we did a good one there. It was solid all the way through. I had good prep for it, and it was like, one of the only times... I mean, up until that point, we really didn't have segments before that to a great extent. It was like a good chance an episode would be segmentless. But I think after that, it was like, it started to become more standardized, that there would be like a level of prep.
I'm sorry, did you forget that I'm in all these episodes? Every episode had a chance that there would be no prep, or segment rather, except for yours.
Yeah, which also for today, I have 3 different segments.
Yep, and guess what? I don't.
That's just how it goes. But I'm rather happy with the ways, the different directions that this show has led over time in different ways to create something new from within such a simple format, such as trying to play a game over a voice call where you really only have information.
Yeah.
Very restricting, but I think we did a good job with the limitations that we were placed under.
Yes, I think this is, in terms of consistency, this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, projects we did. As some of you might know from the last episode, if you don't know, the reason the show is ending is because of my major step back from being in the public eye. I am going to be stopping the content I make and privating my presence on the internet, which I am happy and content with and have been for several weeks now. We announced this in episode 47 that this was happening, and it is kind of crazy that it's finally here, but also good because the anticipation was just kind of a wait that I didn't need.
I think it's definitely going to be an interesting thing from my perspective of it that I stream basically every day, but Sundays have always been the special day that I'm like, chat, don't expect to stream tomorrow. It's Sunday. You know what happens then. But now we don't know what happens then. It's all up in the air.
You're right. It might be a stream. It might be a stream with me. It'll always be a stream with God.
Watching a stream with God, and we look back and I say, why is there only one step of footprints? And he says, because I was carrying you. And you go, you don't look strong enough to carry me. And he goes, watch this. And he just fucking benches you.
And he goes, watch this.
Check this out.
I think one of my favorite ways to comically fail is saying, watch this, and then not doing the thing you said you were going to do.
That's pretty great. I think it's great when you can just get all attention on it.
It's so funny. When you go out of your way to make people stop what they're doing to look at you, and then you just completely destroy your like public credit.
It's great being a streamer or entertainer in any capacity because it means that all day you get to be the toddler who's like, watch this, look what I can do, look what I can do. And they're not looking away. You know that you see the number on the side of the screen of how many people are looking and you're like, yeah, they have to watch me do this really cool thing now. Look what I can do. And then you do like a half-assed handstand. They're like, wow.
Yep, and that's why I am no longer in need of that eye on me. Can't explain exactly why, but it is freeing to know that after today, this will be over. It is very bittersweet, but it is nice at the same time.
Did you ever have a moment like that, or moments as a kid, where you were like, look what I can do, and then you fucked up horribly?
I'm sure I had more than enough of them.
There's one I think about on occasion where I had like just started doing gymnastics for a while, and we were at like some thing that was like one of my siblings' things. And we were like waiting in a hallway after it. And I was like, look what I can do. And I tried doing a handstand and it was like concrete floor right on my head. And it just hurt. And it was in front of like 30 people. And I was like, oh, don't cry. There's so many people here. I can totally do a handstand. Don't cry. Oh God, it hurts.
It's only a minor concussion. Hold on, I'm gonna do the handstand.
It wasn't even that. I didn't like drop on my head or anything. It was just like, I just couldn't get the height of the handstand. And so it was like all my weight balanced on the fucking, my soft child head.
Nice.
Right on the concrete floor. I was like, oh, that's not the soft mat of the fucking gymnastics place.
I don't know if I have any particular memories of that sort, but I do. I am very certain that it happened at some point. I was just kind of like an unbelievable failure of the idea of growing up. Except not really. It's hard to explain. Like I grew up well despite the circumstances, but in terms of like learning normally, nah, fuck that shit.
I definitely feel that way with any level of maturity or growing that has happened in my life. I get complimented by like older family members, like, all of you turned out so great. It's like, yeah, because I fucking hit the invert button.
You're so mature for your age. Yeah, I'm no longer one of those like antisocial extroverts. I'm just an antisocial person now.
You can get away with it. You have 2 cats.
I mean, she's not lying. I'm just at a point, I'm 25. I've got like less than a year till I got to go back to college. I got bills to pay for, and I love my private life. The magic of it is I've fallen so much in love with my private life that I no longer wish to publicize it. I was so desperate for like anybody to notice me for a long time that I kept doing the content, and then eventually I got good at it, and that's when it started to get fun. And then now I'm like, well, now I'm like afraid to be in front of people, so I don't want to do it anymore. And again, I will say, like I said last time I talked about this, I'm not saying I'm done doing this forever. I don't know if I'm done doing this forever. I'm not going to make that claim. That's a very tall claim to make right now. And I've made it before. That's why I'm not going to make it now. But I am planning on being done for a very long time at this point. I will probably, don't get me wrong. I am not even remotely the same person as when I started all this, like over 10 years ago. But I would be even less so the same person even as I am now if I were to start it up again in the future. But at the same time, fuck all y'all. I never cared, and thanks for the money.
Out here taking all y'all shotties, all y'all money.
I'm kidding.
My man's Rav.
Any money I ever made off of content, I was mind blown and so thankful for. I still am.
Yeah.
That I ever made money off of my Twitch streams. But anyway, why are you quitting?
I'm quitting because I want to spend the rest of my life doing Ocarina of Time randomizers.
That's exactly why you're not quitting. That's that kind of shit you feed off of.
I have to rise up the rankings of Ocarina of Time speedrunners in the state of Arizona. Although that is going to be a very difficult leaderboard to place oneself on when the very top of that leaderboard is ZFG, who is like the best Zelda speedrunner.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to figure out still how he does his channel like a chat command that tells in chat what the weather is in Phoenix. I need to steal that from him.
That's a crazy command.
Yeah, it's just like weather, and it's like Phoenix, 90 billion degrees, sunny. I just watched his AGDQ. We're recording this later in the day. What we were going to do it a little earlier, Emmy took a bit of a nap after having been awake for so long, and that gave me time to play a bunch of big Minecraft and watch ZFG do a no logic Zelda rando at AGDQ. That was a very, very good, very fun run.
Yes, I did. I did have the misfortune of being up for a long time, which is not, as some of you might know, not my strong suit, is being awake and enjoying it.
Yeah.
For that long. I woke up like relatively sometime around 6 or 7 p.m. yesterday, and then I took a nap around like 12:30 p.m. today. And then after that, I woke up and I played a little bit of Big Minecraft, which we will get into. And then I went and made some coffee and a little bit of food.
What's been your breakfast go-to?
My breakfast go-to for a while now has been 2 sausage biscuits and coffee.
Fair enough.
I love sausage biscuits. There's this specific brand that comes. It's one of those packs of sausage biscuits that you can buy like 10 2-packs in a big bag.
Is it a Jimmy Dean or?
Mm-mm. It's called it's called like Tennessee something, I think, but it's a very good brand. I wish I knew it off the top of my head.
Tennessee Ernie Ford.
It's not that.
Some people say a man is made out of mud. Poor man's made out of muscle and blood.
It's freaking delicious though, whatever it is. It's got like buttermilk biscuits and sausage.
Nice.
It's like stupid good.
I like a bit of spicy sausage.
I mean, I eat sausage in a lot of different dishes, but
Say sausage, keep it going.
breakfast is probably my favorite way to eat it.
I've been on a bit of a different, although very similar, but now a bit different breakfast kick as of recent. Omelets have been my dig for quite some time, although I wasn't really on the sandwich train or breakfast train in general. I haven't made one of my sandwiches in a while, but I haven't been on the...
I love breakfast.
I wasn't on the breakfast train for almost a month because I just couldn't be fucked to do it while I was sick. But now...
Couldn't be fucked to do it. I could fuck you to do it.
I'll fuck you for breakfast.
Do you want my lips for breakfast? I couldn't even finish that one.
Just siphon the coffee just out of your mouth. Just baby birding it.
Oh my god.
I bet I got a little inspiration of a breakfast kick in recent times because as an early birthday present, I was given a tiny cast iron pan from my grandma. And the pan is about like, it's a real small pan. It is just barely wider on each side than a slice of toast, which makes it perfect for making a morning omelet. That because it's a very small pan, it's now the smallest pan we have in the house. It is very, very nice for making omelets with less eggs than I would have to use in other pans, so it'll have like the right thickness and everything. So instead of it being like, a really big omelet that has to fit to the shape of the pan, now I can have one that's like way more modest. It's only like 3 eggs of omelet, and it's way better on the stomach in the morning to not have so much omelet. And because the pan cast iron is naturally non-stick, it's so wonderful and it's so easy to keep it non-stick. I don't have to use as much oil or butter or anything either, so it's also like way nicer on my stomach on digestion when I'm eating the omelet that I don't feel like I'm having like a greasy, nasty breakfast. I've been doing that for like a week because I'll do the omelet in the pan, and then after the omelet, the pan will still be hot, and I'll just toss in a little bit of butter into the pan, which helps re-season it, recoat it, and I'll just toast up just 2 slices of toast, real simple, and it's been a lovely, like, simple, classic breakfast.
I'm a big fan of simplicity myself as well.
Simplicity?
I won't admit that I'm playing a video game while we're doing this, but I am pissed that my character wouldn't jump just now.
You want to get into Big Minecraft?
Yeah, I guess we could talk about Big Minecraft a little bit. Although, speaking of you getting gifts, I wanted to bring up that it is almost your birthday, and by the time this episode comes out, it will have been your birthday. So happy early and belated birthday.
By the time this episode goes out, I'll probably still be in my Souls Marathon. That'll have started on Wednesday the 15th. This is coming out Friday the 17th. And I'll be 23.
Friday the 17th. And Mia will be 23.
23. Woo, come on. 23. 23.
Finally, after all this week, only 2 years behind me again. Because I just turned 25, motherfucker.
25. The cool thing is that a lot of times you'll be like a couple weeks out from your birthday, and then you'll start having that sort of like impatience of it, that it's like, oh, it's almost my birthday. I can't wait for my birthday. And then, you think about it for a while. And the day just can't come soon enough. Thankfully, I got to
and then you get sad.
I got to... Yo, who out there has cried on their birthday, shout out. I just got to fast forward a whole month straight up to close to my birthday, because the entire month of December now is just a blur. You can convince me that literally anything happened in the month of December, because I don't remember it, because I slept through almost the entirety of it.
Yes, and... My brain just short-circuited.
Yes, and also.
I had nothing to add. Yes, and as well, also, yes, I agree, and I did. And yes, we are.
We are. Now talking about Big Minecraft, the second modded SMP server that has existed in the time of Closing Shift.
True. First one being TMTL. That is why I released, which is no longer publicly available, but that is why I released I was in a rush for TMTL specifically to get my Getting to Know Boomer BTV episode out, because because he had promoted TMTL in it, and I had to get it out before TMTL started so I could promote it.
Yeah, TMTL was a very short-term thing. There wasn't any sitting on that.
But yeah, Big Minecraft.
Big Minecraft.
How you liking it?
I have been rather liking Big Minecraft. Give a little context. It's a modded Minecraft server. Not a lot of mods, but it's a modded Minecraft server.
It's not too much. It's not too little.
Weirdly enough, it's like for how many mods there are in the server, so little has actually changed. There's like 230 mods, and you'll notice about like 20 of them. But it's a server hosted by Ja Frank, who is just a very fun guy. And I tell
Our favorite little guy.
It is so funny that he's always like tiny on the server.
He actually is always tiny on the server. I wasn't even referencing that, but he has shrunk his Minecraft character.
First I met Ja Frank was on TMTL when we accidentally ended up being very close base buddies, because his base was built in the cave underneath my base. And I was like, I went down there at one time looking for iron, and he always builds the gigantic like Smiling Friends head, which I still haven't seen the show, but I know that's what the thing is. And that was like my first introduction to him, and didn't really have much else after that. Didn't get to meet him much. But then like a month ago, I get back to back on Discord, friend request from Ja Frank, and I'm like, yes. And then immediately after that, Discord server invite from Ja Frank, and I'm like, yes! And that's Big Minecraft, and it's been very fun. I've been building a little town.
May I ask a question respectfully?
Yes.
Why are you saying Ja Frank?
That's the username, Ja Frank.
You say it's pronounced Ja Frank, not Ja Frank.
Ja Frank.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I'm just so used to saying on Ja. That's like the way that I always read it.
I mean, as a bit, I understand that. I just was like, do you think it's pronounced like that?
Jamaica, they're trapped down in. Jamaica, they can't even. Party.
Jamaica me crazy. Oh, no, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, God. Hey.
That was an interaction between Kofi Kingston and CM Punk when CM Punk returned.
What's your Big Minecraft experience been?
It's kind of fun. It took me a minute to like get back in the swing of playing Minecraft, but it's now I'm pretty into it. I'm at a point where I'm ready to start making a nether portal, because I need to, I want to make for one thing, I should try to look for some ancient debris. For another thing, I really want to make a travel waystone in case I need to travel back home and then back to a cave quickly. I did that on TMTL, and I liked that. Other than that, I'm vibing. I like the I personally am a big fan of the you can make like TVs
Yeah.
on the server and play YouTube videos and Twitch streams on them. And I've had the same Sabrina Carpenter lo-fi running on mine.
I've had in my barn. I need to make more TVs because I want to make it like a panopticon. But I have a barn that the cows, they get to watch all day on repeat the movie Gorgo, which is a Godzilla ripoff from 1961. And it's just like, I probably can find some other stuff that might be fun for like a stream movie night thing. There's this YouTube channel that's called like Cult Film Classics or something like that. That's like where the Gorgo movie was uploaded to. It's just like a bunch of old ass cult cinema classics is the channel. And they just upload full movies that I guess are like, nobody's claiming them. They're just like public domain enough, or they somehow have the rights for it. Just full length there on YouTube, such as I see one right here uploaded 2 weeks ago. Nazis at the Center of the Earth, 2012 full action movie.
Oh my God.
That's interesting. I have a design philosophy that I started with on TMTL that now I carry through for everything Minecraft that I do. That if there is going to be anything added to my base, if there's going to be any function that needs to be done within the game that is a gameplay related purpose, it should have a corresponding aesthetic thing tied to it. Like, I don't, my goal is to not just have like a starter house that's like, here's a million chests stacked up to the walls of random shit, and an enchanting table that I crammed into a corner, just like so utilitarian, is the opposite of what I want to do. And so I'm building like a whole chicken coop just for my eggs, and I built a whole barn for the cows when I could just have like a field where they're just, put in with like a simple fence. But I'm trying to do like world building as much as I can. And I built like a library for my enchanting table, and I have a dog that sits behind the desk of it as the librarian. Because if you're not doing something like unique world building for all the different functions within the game, then at that point I might as well just like creative mode in 64 stacks of diamonds. What's the point? What are you doing? I'm trying to build in this world.
Well, why wouldn't you? Creative in 64 diamonds, that's so easy.
Why don't you just build a whole house out of diamonds? It'll look so cool. Just build a whole house out of diamond blocks. Everybody did it.
It's about Clash.
At one time, everybody went into creative mode and they built a house out of diamond blocks.
I built a house out of gold blocks.
Oh, you don't think you're good enough for diamonds?
I think that gold looked cooler.
Want to be special?
No.
No, you don't want to be special?
No. I mean, like, I am in certain ways. I don't need to prove that I'm special.
But if you did have to prove you were special, what would you do?
Make a YouTube channel. I don't know. Something like that, maybe. Make some internet content. I don't know.
That makes you the specialist.
Saying specialist reminded me of that Black Ops 3 character that's like, with these upgrades, you never stood a chance. That Chandler says all the time.
He does say that all the time.
That's where he gets it. I'm sure if anyone watching this played Black Ops 3, you probably know that line.
Everybody has their own selection of video game dialogue that they've just picked up through the years.
Yeah.
Job's done.
Yes, selections for most of them.
Shun. My favorite is from Half-Life, where when you use the gravity gun, it goes, soup.
I don't know what my favorite video game line is, but there's a lot that are good to pull in certain contexts.
I definitely have a rotation.
Yes, you do.
I've picked up a couple new ones now from the Bazaar. There's there's a couple NPCs. I mean, there's so many voice lines that you just hear so often in the Bazaar that you just can't help but pick it up, especially the character Vanessa is just one-liner after one-liner, I paint my ship red, but I don't use paint. You fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves. All cannon, no ball. It's just non-stop one-liner after one-liner when you're playing the game. And they're worming their way into my head. And specifically one NPC that's a junk shopkeeper. He's like, it warms my rusty circuits to see that item find a home. Trash is tragedy. Reuse everything. That's been sitting there 30 years waiting for you.
That does sound like your kind of thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely just it's short things that are just so repeatable and just they just worm their way into your brain. Not all Jabalians are pacifists.
You know what I finally figured out how to do? that just changed my life.
Ignore what
recently.
I'm saying.
No. Well,
Tune me out.
that's not what I'm bringing up at the moment. No, there's a moment relevant to that I still think of to this day that I don't remember what was happening. Probably something very much that would happen today, but I was just like, stop screaming, and you were like, no, turn me down, and I was like, oh yeah, I can turn you down.
Yeah, that was when we were watching the Game Awards and Metroid Dread won a Game of the Year award. And I was like, let's fucking go! And you were like, stop screaming. I was like, turn me down, bitch!
I love how you remember exactly where that.
Of course I remember it. It was
makes
you,
so
me,
much
and
sense.
Chandler watching Game Awards.
I know, but I don't.
I got so pissed. I was watching...
Is what I'm saying.
I was watching this year's Game Awards with Honks, and then my internet went out like halfway through.
Oh no.
We were co-streaming it, and I just had to fucking dip because my internet just straight up died.
Awesome.
Thankfully, it happened after the Night Rain reveal.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag stressed. Hashtag I live in a nest.
Hashtag cap. Hashtag adulting.
Hashtag I'm a chicken with a crest. Hashtag serve me up fried chicken breast.
What I was going to say.
Say it.
What I figured out recently through a YouTube short, believe it or not, was how one should actually put their hair up in a bun. I did not realize that I've been doing it wrong for like 5 years. And I don't know how no one has ever been like, you could do it this way. I don't know how no one has ever noticed me doing it this way. But the way I've been doing it was so wrong. It kind of blew my mind how easy it was to do it the right way. And I found it because I watched, and I don't know why I watched this whole I mean, it was a YouTube short and it was like 30 seconds. So I just watched it. And it was a girl showing you how to put on a swim cap. And the way she put her hair up in a bun to put it in the swim cap, the way she put up her hair in a bun in that particular video, like, I was like, wait, that makes so much sense that you would do it that way. Because I had found ways that were like close to that to put your hair up. But I thought I like overdid the pulling and stressing your hair through the knot. And so it wouldn't look as like messy or nice, like how a good messy top bun looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was doing it wrong, and that blew my mind. It's actually it's quite a lot easier than I was making it. So anyway, I guess if you beg in the comments, I'll edit this episode and add the link to that video.
I was today years old when I learned how to do this.
But besides that, since you have 3 segments, I'm going to immediately transition to my next topic of conversation, because that's what I did. Instead of coming up with a segment, I just wrote down a bunch of topics. But anyway, as some of you know, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and we had a snow day recently, and it was awesome. It was so cool. We had a snow day, and it was freaking sick. Me and my sister also got the best of it, because by the end of the day, a lot of the snow had just turned into road ice, but the snow was covering the ground when we went outside to play in it. And we let our dog run around in it because she's never seen snow. It was the most fun thing ever. There's still a lot of snow residue left over from it days later because it's still like freezing cold outside.
Yeah.
So it's not melting. I'm certain that within the next like 5 days it'll all be gone. But it was just particularly nice. We had an event in Georgia 10 years ago in 2014 or 15 that we called Snowmageddon because we got snowed in for like a while. And this is like the most snow we've gotten since then. So it was just nice because, as I said to some people I was talking to on that day, the sucky thing about the snow day from before was I was in school and had to do online work on my day off because they had just like introduced that system.
No snow day.
And as an adult, I just got the day off at work and I got to enjoy it. And we walked to a gas station and bought snacks and beer, and then we came back.
Hell
and we
yeah.
watched anime, and it was so fun.
In preparation of my birthday in a few days, I picked up, I do it like once a year for like, like once a year, it's like, if there's going to be something to celebrate, get like 1 bottle of alcohol, and that'll be like the one time. And so I did that. I picked up a bottle of rum, and it's been sitting in my fridge for a few days, calling to me like the Green Goblin mask. Because I didn't just get the rum. I also got a bag of like, I was like, it's going to be a nice snack, whatever stuff for enjoyment on my birthday. So I got the bottle of rum, and I also got a bag of Cheeto Puffs. And both of them like are being saved for the 15th. It's like do not open until January 15th, and they are calling to me. I've been hearing from my family, people that we know in Indiana, that they've been getting like they have like a foot of snow. It's like it's real. I mean, a lot of America right now is getting a lot of snow. That's been the big thing.
There's a winter storm going around.
Even here in Arizona, here in Phoenix, I've had on my weather app for like the past week, it has a little tag underneath it that says freeze warning. And I have been waking up rather chilly. It's been getting down into the 30s in the middle of the night. And that's a little bit unusual for Arizona, but not completely. It's just a little bit lower than average. But we did have a higher than average entire year, so maybe we take it as a blessing.
Mm-hmm. It does say there is a minor chance of snow next Monday, but we'll see. I would love if it snowed again.
I haven't seen snow in at least 7 years.
Although having to stay home from work and not getting paid, not a huge fan of that part.
Well, that's where you pick up a side hustle. You go out and you start selling snow cones.
Yellow snow cones. Sorry, lemon snow cones.
They're lemon.
No. They're lemons.
Are you ready for the first segment?
Sure.
All right. Our first segment for today is a segment that I brought in last week, and I didn't have a name for it, and now I have a name for it, as it tends to go, that I end up coming up with one a week too late. This segment is called Shitticism. I am going to give you some reviews from games or other media, and it is going to be your job to tell me what game or other media was this review left under. I have 3 of them for you this week.
Fuck Tobey Maguire.
Fuck Tobey Maguire.
I quite enjoyed this segment, so I'm excited.
Yes. All right, let's send you this first review.
Let me take a sip of coffee so I can do this.
124 hours on record. Recommended. I got jump scare and poop pant.
Well, it's immediately giving Five Nights at Freddy's. Although, I mean, like, it's clearly a horror game.
Posted January 10th, 2022, early access review. I got jump scare and poop pant.
Maybe, I don't know if Security Breach... I don't know when Security Breach came out. I'm trying to think about if it would be Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, because that would be... If it would be, like... Well, it's 124 hours, so maybe not, actually.
Yeah, I don't think you can play Security Breach, unless you're... Yeah, I mean...
Unless you're fucking insane, or like a speedrunner.
I was gonna say, if it's like, you're like... Five Nights at Freddy's is like your one special interest. It's the only thing. It's like
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Every day I play Five Nights at Freddy's.
124 hours.
Early access review, January 10th, 2022.
Early access? That's such a particular time. I can't think of any horror games that came out around that time.
That's the thing. A lot of horror games end up in like an early access purgatory where they're early access for the majority of their lifespan.
Like, it's definitely not Five Nights at Freddy's. It's definitely not like Phasmophobia. Not even close. I don't know if it's a multiplayer one or another one.
Once again, you do have hints for each of these.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, lay a hint on me.
Your hint is Luigi board.
Luigi board. That's interesting. I'm riding on the assumption that you're either making a reference to a bit one of us made, or you're just talking about a Ouija board. But Phasmophobia wouldn't have been in early access in 2022? At least I don't think so.
I will once again specify that every game that is in selection here are games that you and I are both familiar with.
There's no way it's Lunch Lady. You already used Lunch Lady. There's no way you would use that shit twice.
124 hours on Lunch Lady.
I could see it. There's a lot of achievements in that game.
124 hours on Lunch Lady. Bro is full.
I can't relate, because I play Lunch Lady. I'm going to have to... I don't know. I mean, it's not Lunch Lady, because Lunch Lady also wouldn't have been in early access around that time. At least I'm certain it wouldn't have been. Among Us, final answer. I'm kidding. That is not my final answer. In case you don't know, for some reason, Among Us came out in 2018. It just blew up years after it came out.
Yeah, it blew up in 2020 because everybody was locked in.
Yes, and everyone needed to socially deduct their friends and drive them crazy.
Like no one else.
I don't know. I mean, like, we're familiar with it. It's clearly scary, whatever it is. I would be impressed if it wasn't scary.
Halloween.
You said the Ouija board. I guess I'm just going to say Phasmophobia.
That is correct. This is from Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia was in early access in 2022.
It didn't get its full release until, I mean, think about now when you go into the Phasmophobia lobby and it tells you what level you were when they did the reset, because that's when it came out of early access.
Oh, I guess.
That's what happens to a lot of horror games. A lot of games in general on Steam just end up in early access hell forever.
Luigi board was just like, I was like, that's gotta be, there's no way that's not Phasmophobia. I don't even know if I've ever played another game with a Ouija board in it.
Your second game. This one has 9 hours on record, recommended, product received for free. It came free with your Xbox.
Product received for free.
It came free with your Xbox.
Is it just Uno? I mean, I guess I'm just gonna lock in Uno.
It's fucking Uno!
Yeah, like, duh.
I have the oldest Xbox known to man.
All right.
You have Uno!
Well, that was easy enough.
All right, third and final one.
Child's Play, this is.
Recommended. 37 hours on record. Posted July 10th, 2024. God, I wish gambling was real.
God, I wish gambling was real. I don't think Balatro was out at that time, was it? When I saw gambling, I thought of Balatro. 37 hours I could see for Balatro if it was out by that time. I don't know when Balatro came out. I'm gonna need an immediate hint on that one.
All right, let me think. What can I get? What can I get a good hint here that won't immediately give it away?
Single player card battler, PvE.
Your hint is nope.
Nope.
Nope! Exclamation point.
Well, that doesn't ring any bells, at least immediately. God, I wish gambling was real. 37 hours, 2024. I don't think Monopoly doesn't make sense.
Monopoly is real.
Monopoly is real gambling.
I've seen that people do Monopoly with real money.
I'm sure they do. That's fucking dumb. I don't even know if Balatro came out within that time frame. God, I wish gambling was real. It's a game. It would have to be a game we're familiar with. And it also would have to be something somebody would dump almost 40 hours into. I'm just going to go with Balatro.
It's Balatro.
It's Balatro.
You got 3 for 3.
I didn't know if Balatro come out by that time.
Balatro's been out a minute. It's been out like all year. Let me check.
All year, all 12 days of this year.
Yeah, February 20th, 2024.
Awesome.
Yeah, early to rise.
That is crazy.
And that is shitticism.
I feel like I didn't see people start hooking on to Balatro until a lot later, but maybe I'm crazy.
That's a you thing that you didn't see anybody hooking on to that, because everybody that I watched was like, oh my god, Balatro, Balatro, Balatro.
Maybe it was you that saw everyone hooking onto it because of the communities you hang out in.
I mean, yeah.
You hang out with all those rascals.
You know, those rascally middle-aged men and all their roguelikes that they play. Vine Sauce and Northern Lion and RT Game. He's not middle-aged, but you know.
I'm in the middle of aging.
Let's talk about Netflix Raw. That happened in the time between the last episode.
Netflix Raw did happen. Netflix Raw was good. It was nice. The stream did very well. Actually, so well that I could see more of the quality of like the particles on each wrestler's body than I ever thought I would see.
You could make out the individual puffs of smoke coming from Travis Scott.
You could make out every skin cell on every single person in the building they zoomed in on. It was like so much more HD. It was kind of stunning.
Yeah, they've been moving towards like 4K cameras was kind of the move since a few months ago, where they'd like randomly cut to like the 4K camera and you were like, oh my god.
Odd thing I did notice is that on YouTube TV, Raw and SmackDown is 60 FPS, and on Netflix it was not.
Strange.
That was interesting. I'm not sure why, but that did happen. Although it is nice because I don't have a YouTube TV subscription, and I don't like logging into it because it's a really annoying platform.
I'm just now noticing that you made the Discord group icon for the WWE Watch Party my Roman Reigns emote.
Yes, I did. I made it that the day we watched it.
OTC Fear.
On that Monday.
On this day, I see clearly.
I love that song, Metalingus by Alter Bridge.
Metalingus.
Former WWE superstar Edge's theme song. Current AEW star Cope's theme song.
I think that Netflix Raw was good, but it was definitely weird. As far as like a WWE event goes, the vibes were so weird for a lot of it.
I thought the matches were pretty good. The promos were weird. And I mean, they brought Hulk Hogan out and he got booed out of the building.
I think Rock's promo felt weird. Hogan felt really weird. And of course, Travis Scott token up in the stands also was just like that's if Jey Uso would have walked out a little sooner, if he wouldn't have held back to not be associated with that, would have been like an infamous moment.
Jey Uso definitely went into his match with a buzz.
Yeah.
He was saying at some point, Jey Uso was saying after the Netflix Raw debut, he was like, yeah, I was kind of trying to sweep the smoke away from the people around.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to be like with his hand, just like fanning it away.
Yeah, that's it's a great thing with his entrance with the hand moving. It's like a big fan. The whole crowd
really spreads it out.
The whole crowd wafting it towards the stage, the whole crowd
spreading.
Because everybody in the crowd is yeeting and they're moving their hands up and down, going like facing towards the ring. So it probably wafted it like fucking bullet train straight to the ring.
Yeah. Maybe they planned for that.
Yeah, it's just like that's why Jey Uso has that, is just for the aeration of the audience. Like the AC was broken one day and they were like, let's team up, everybody. It's like Finding Nemo. It's like, everybody swim.
We could do this if we work together.
That is insane, though, that like even they've had Snoop Dogg on so many times, WWE, and he's always been good about it. The policy has always been so clear. Travis Scott comes in, and I'm not surprised. Travis Scott is not a very reputable man, but just fucking...
Travis Scott smoked weed at Raw.
Watching him toke up, walking down the fucking stairs, and he's like passing children in the audience, just blowing smoke on them. It's like, that's crazy.
And they were in LA, so it was technically legal.
Yeah.
But still, they were in a building that probably has a no smoking policy.
They definitely have no smoking policies, no smoking, no vaping. That's the policy for WWE events in general. Although that did not stop at Bad Blood. The people in like the front of the balcony on our level, they were vaping in the middle of Bad Blood. You could see like sometimes I would just see a cloud of it float up in front of my eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I heard people being like, I'm just going to put my vape in my purse. It's like, they're going to scan your purse.
Some people still got it through.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to kick me out for my makeup, and I still got in.
I don't know how you're hating from outside the club. You can't even get in.
Lego. That song sucks. Besides Busta Rhymes' part.
Bust a nut.
Anyway, do you have another segment?
I do have another segment.
Jackass.
I have two of them, in fact, because we've only done one of three.
Yep.
This one, once again, a recent segment. This is Hearsay. The goal of this game is that I am going to give you quotes from two different sources, and your goal is going to be parsing which quote came from which individual. We've had
of course
Markiplier and 50 Shades of Grey. We've had Abe Lincoln and Karl Marx. Now, for this week's segment, I will have you guessing quotes who said what in between Eminem and the Beastie Boys.
Eminem and the Beastie Boys.
Oh, yeah. There are 8 questions total. Are you ready?
They're all just between the two of them.
It's quotes either from Eminem lyrics or it's Beastie Boys lyrics.
Okay.
Number 1.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Beastie Boys.
Jam a crest white strip in the tip of my dick. Eminem or Beastie Boys?
Eminem.
That is Eminem. Eminem said, jam a crest white stick in the tip of my dick.
Awesome.
You scream and you holler about my Chevy Impala, but the sweat is getting wet around the ring of your collar.
That sounds like some Beastie Boys shit. I might be wrong, but that sounds like some Beastie Boys shit.
Locking in?
Yes.
That is Beastie Boys.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can, like, hear them singing that.
They definitely have a specific cadence that they like to have. Burger King, Gucci Gang, Dookie, Dang.
Gee, I wonder who that could be. Definitely Beastie Boy. That's Eminem.
That is Eminem.
That's fucking Eminem. Beastie Boys are not out there saying Gucci Gang.
Gucci Gang. Now, this one, you may have to open up your listening ears to really parse this one. I think I might just do something a little less subtle. Shove a fucking Tonka truck up a little kid's butthole.
What? What the fuck?
Whose lyric is that? Eminem or Beastie Boys?
I'm gonna go Eminem on that one.
That is Eminem.
Hey, Eminem's crazy.
Let me, actually, I want to pull up real quick what the actual song is that that's from, because it's fucking insane. I think that's from his album with Jay-Z.
I have no fucking idea.
I think that's, Taking My Ball is the song where he says that. It's
taking my ball and doing horrible things with it.
Yeah, taking my ball. My name is David. Dad, I want some ice cream. Eminem or Extra Tune?
Trick question. Markiplier.
My name is a fucking mimic. Chicka chicka. All right, next. Pass me the scalpel. I'll make an incision. I'll cut off the part of your brain that does the bitching.
I don't particularly know this one. This one's not immediately calling out to me, but it does sound more Beastie Boys-ish. It sounds pretty tame comparatively to what Eminem says. I'm gonna go Beastie Boys on this one.
Sounds more tame than shove a fucking Tonka truck.
Yes, it does, believe it or not.
All right, you're doing good.
Generally, I would say so, yes.
I don't think that's a hard bar to be below.
Yeah.
Cheaper than a hot dog with no mustard. Mustard, 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 mustard.
Wait, did I get the last one right?
Yes, that was Beastie Boys.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you say that. Say the mustard again?
Cheaper than a hot dog with no mustard. Mustard, 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 mustard.
That is tough. I feel like Eminem's one to talk about hot dogs more.
That is mustard, comma, mustard, comma, mustard, comma, mustard.
They be working at Burger King spitting on your onion rings. I could see Beastie Boys saying this in repetition, though.
I can really see the Beastie Boys saying something like, an N-word like me is going insane, intergalactic.
I'll go Beastie Boys on this one.
That is correct. This is Beastie Boys. Isn't that crazy that the Beastie Boys got away with saying the N-word in one of their most famous songs?
I didn't know they did. But yeah, I mean, I guess...
It's an intergalactic, yeah.
That's crazy, yeah.
All right, 2 more.
Moving on.
Using the bathroom, vacuuming a raccoon, skewing a rat, a cat screwing a baboon.
That's Eminem as fuck. That's Eminem.
That is Eminem. Using the bathroom, vacuuming a raccoon, screwing a rat screwing a baboon.
What the fuck is he ever talking about?
That's talking about fucking Tonka trucks or something.
Bro, I'm talking about Tonka trucks and buttholes or something.
This is the final quote. You are so far 7 for 8. Let's see if you can go 8 for 8.
Oh, I missed one? Damn. All right.
Well, sorry, 7 for 7. This is 8.
Oh, okay.
7. You're 7 for 8. See if you go 8 for 8.
All right.
I'm like Houdini. Tuck my teeny weeny between each one of my thighs and make it disappear like a genie.
That is also heavily giving Eminem.
Let me repeat.
Eminem.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, I just wanted to say it again, but that is Eminem talking about his teeny weeny between each one of his thighs and make it disappear like a genie.
I mean, yeah.
Perfect score.
I had nailed all of them, and believe it or not, I only know one Beastie Boys song. And it's No Sleep Till Brooklyn. But I know their sound.
You want a fun little side quest, go look up the lyrics to Intergalactic and have a little surprise.
My dad, believe it or not, loves Beastie Boys and loves Eminem. So
I mean, it's like...
I've heard a lot of both.
It's a lot of... I mean, the first Beastie Boys I ever heard was Brass Monkey. That's a very popular one of theirs.
I'm currently perfect score on all of your segments so far. All 2 of them. That is pretty gnarly. What a way to go out.
Gnarly, dude.
As a champion.
Unfortunately for you, there are no other points to be earned for the rest of this episode.
I think that's fortunate for me. I'm done rising. I'm good at the top where I'm at.
It's lonely at the top.
I'm okay with this being the top. Yeah, just the way... It wasn't even like so much the way you delivered the lines helped a lot, but it was also just like Eminem talks about stuff in a very specific way. And I can hear him saying the things you're telling me.
Yeah, he definitely does.
I can just imagine different ways he talks about his dick or whatever, and it all makes sense.
Just a little bit before that Tonka truck line, he does have the bar. I'm that guy, man. Shove a diamond up my hind end and crush it with my butt muscles while I cut vocals. Slut poke holes in your shirt. Jump in mud puddles. While I stomp mud holes in your ass, girl, now let's cuddle.
Like, why didn't we just elect him as president?
God, so then he can have his NFT stolen again. And he can send out a national alert to say, give me back my ape. That's the funniest shit still. Eminem getting his NFT stolen. Oh no, my apes, they're gone.
I hope we live in a world one day where I don't ever have to hear those 3 letters next to each other in that particular order ever again.
MNM or NFT?
NFT.
I want to hear less about NFTs and more about SFR. Seth freaking Rollins. Whoa.
On this new private TikTok account I have made, I was just going to say real quick, has been thrown so heavily onto wrestling talk. It's great. I mean, I know that in like a week we're supposed to not have TikTok anymore, but it's just crazy how like quickly I got thrown hard into wrestling TikTok. So much that like my For You page, every time I scroll for at least like 6 videos or more, I get a video that's like, yo, I need more people who are on wrestling talk following me.
It's a good place to be.
And it's like, yeah, I'll follow you. It's a lot of good bits and videos.
I had a very funny thing happen. Sometimes you follow an account and then you forget about them for like 2 years. They just never pop up in your For You page or whatever. And you still know them, you're familiar with them, but you just don't see them ever. So that happened with like one account that I followed years and years ago. It's this guy named Nav that he made videos talking about like the sick faith, like that spiritual belief and like what that entails for like his life and what decisions that is for like the days, like, talking about a type of worldview that I had no experience with. I was like, oh, this is very informative, very educational. And, he disappeared from my For You page for like 2 years, didn't hear anything, until randomly he popped up on my For You page again, talking about WWE. He was like, this run of Seth Rollins, this is why this is a problem. It was like, whoa, he turned into WWE TikTok. I was here to learn about the sick faith.
I'm also getting a lot on my For You page. I also just figured out, I went back to the account that used my dance, the history buff TikToker that used my dance Nosebleed and got 2 million views with it.
Yeah.
With my dance. And
and she's singing my song.
I was just seeing what the popularity ranking on her account of my dance video was, and it's the 18th most popular video in 5 years on her account.
Oh, that's a pretty nice little milestone there. Little notch in your belt.
I just wanted to see how my dance was doing on her account.
If you love it, let it go.
I was gonna say I also get a lot of videos of people being like, holy shit, why didn't anybody ever tell me this is what WWE is? This is awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I saw somebody leave a comment on one video somewhere that was like, WWE has hit the public eye like it never has before. And I'm like, that's true. So many more like young people who make memes and shit are watching wrestling now.
Oh yeah.
And I am so here for it. So deservedly so. Wrestling is awesome.
It's like if the John Cena meme actually had traction. It was more than just...
Yeah.
It's like if the John Cena meme actually had a doorway into wrestling.
Yes. Although wrestling sucked when that meme came out, so I'm not surprised it didn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people were like, oh my god, John Cena meme, and then they go check it out, and then suffering succotash.
That's some suffering succotash. Like Roman Reigns, what were you doing, bro?
Nothing. He was doing nothing.
Tribal chief, more like the cordial gesture. Or jester, not gesture.
Jester.
My brain couldn't speak. I think I'm developing dyslexia. I can't read anymore.
I mean, you do more of it these days. Maybe you're just tired.
Well, yeah, but I read like words as completely different words based on letter arrangement. And I'm like, am I like on a spectrum or something? Because I just can't.
Am I stupid?
I can't read. It makes me feel, well, it doesn't make me feel stupid. Because I'm not stupid. I'm smart. I know that.
I am special. I am special.
I love myself. I love myself. Is there one more segment, right? You have one more segment?
It is a very, very short segment. It is a little drop in, a little glancing by of Save the Date.
Lovely.
Which is the segment where we look to newspapers of old, and typically I would have some question for you, something that you would have to guess or extrapolate.
I had to be an old lady with a stick to get this segment.
Normally this would be more informational. There would be something that we would be learning or guessing, something of historical importance. But for this final one, as a nice little layup, a little remembrance of my personal favorite segment, instead here I just bring to you a gift of an article from the Omaha Morning Bee, January 11th, 1925 edition. And I'm sorry, this means that we will have to have a video version to slap this in here.
Oh boy. All right.
Would you like to read the article for me?
I'll give it a whirl. Dog, I cannot wait for this podcast to be over so I don't have to use this mic. Sorry that audio got cut off. I was just saying that I can't wait to not use this mic ever again. Fuck this mic. I'm so sick of it being here.
Never again. Cool, put the image up now.
Dogs present arms in military fashion. These 3 dogs in the position of present arms are the pets of Albert Bongers Jr. of Brainerd, Nebraska. There's a town in Nebraska called Brainerd.
Yeah, and there was a guy named Albert Bongers Jr.
Albert Bongers Jr. Can we change our names in the friend server, our nicknames to Albert Bongers Jr. and Senior? We need that.
Yes, we can.
Absolutely. Of Brainerd, Nebraska, who trained them to sit up in this military fashion. The big one is a shepherd, the little one is a fox terrier, and the black one is a jeez, I don't like the way you said black one there. Is a half-breed bulldog, 15 years old. Sunday brevities. 15 years old is crazy. That dog has been dying for like 10 years.
That dog is dead 100 years ago.
I mean, holy shit, a bulldog that's 15?
He keeled over right after they took this picture.
Like, literally, a bulldog that's 15? That's crazy.
It is funny how they describe the other ones as like, the big one, the little one, the black one.
Yeah, no, that's insane. Also, are there 3? I thought, those are their shadows. I thought there were 5 dogs.
It does look, I mean, the old pictures
this picture
are always so
ass, so
you would not even believe how terrible it can be, though, whenever there's a portrait in any of these newspapers. Like, if somebody has, like, if they're like
I wish there was a portrait of Albert Bongers in this.
Albert Bongers.
Newspaper.
I mean, maybe you could find him, possibly, if there's like a historical record of Brainerd, Nebraska.
That's fucking crazy.
Anytime there's a portrait in any of these old papers, it'll be like, one portrait will be normal looking, you can make out what the people are in it, and then directly next to it will be one that looks like you turned the contrast, like, up by 200%. Like, it's a fucking, like, Dark Knight Batman, like, silhouette.
God, that was so fucking funny. Albert Bongers is insane.
It's pretty great.
What kind of bloodline is that? I need to meet the present day Bonger family.
Yo, who's the original tribal chief of the Bongers family at the table?
Acknowledge Bongers.
Acknowledge Bongers Jr.
Jesus Christ.
I want to look up now if there is any record of Albert Bongers.
Roman Bongers.
Roman Bongers!
That's like a gimmick character from like the early 2000s. His name is just Bongers. And he's not mentally ill, but Vince McMahon is like, you need to act mentally ill to play this character.
Dude, there's like actually...
And he makes fun of people with actual mental disabilities, which happened.
There's legitimately like a Bongers family name.
That's amazing.
Oh no, I think I may have... Wait, I need to see what like... Is there a state of what this is? Oh no.
The podcast needs to go long to investigate this.
I have found the tombstone of Albert L. Bongers. Born February 2nd, 1870. Died May 13th, 1963. Wow.
Damn.
Rest in peace, Albert Lambert Bongers.
Lambert is crazy.
I mean, it's... Oh, you know what? There's also an Albert A. Bongers, but there's less information on him. No, but
there's a different Albert.
No
Bongers?
Fucking way! This guy, like, he had a child named. This would be Junior, wouldn't it? No, because the birth date is way too late. So there was. Does that mean there were 3 generations of Bongers? Oh my God! There were 3 generations of Albert Bongers.
Yeah.
There was Albert. Oh my God! Let me track this back in date.
Albert Bongers Senior, Albert Bongers, and then Albert Bongers Jr.
Okay. Albert Bongers Sr., born 1869, died 1963. Oh my God. Albert F. Bongers Jr., born in 1907, and then died 1987. Albert A. Bongers, born December 1945, died January 15th, 2022. And do you want to know the death place of Albert A. Bongers?
Where is it? Is it in Brainerd?
Wahoo, Nebraska.
Wahoo. Wahoo. What the fuck is going on in Nebraska, dude?
Fucking, they were getting in mad Brainerd and had 3 generations of bongers.
What is going on in Nebraska? Everyone always talks about Ohio. What the fuck is going on in Nebraska? We got family lines with names like Bongers, and we got cities like Brainerd and Wahoo. Who the fuck made up Nebraska? Like, who was like, this is what we're naming our towns? You fucking kidding me?
Dude, I cannot believe this. That I think
I've never heard something stupider.
Albert Bonger Sr. had a brother named Johannes Henricus Bongers.
Oh my god. Johannes Henricus Bongers.
Holy shit.
What it was?
Johannes Henricus Bongers. What a family name. I need to marry into the Bongers family just for the name.
God. I'm going to legally change my name.
Holy shit. And they're all in Nebraska. They never left. They were always Nebraska. Nebraskans. Wow.
They were always Brainerds and Wahoos.
Brainerds and Wahoos in the heart of the bonker.
You might have just given me a new favorite podcast moment.
Honestly, that's fucking, what a way to close this out. What a cap to put on this.
That was a wonderfully comedic way to shut this down. That was ridiculous. I had to read Bongers a couple times too to like be like, really?
Shout out the Bongers family. If you or a loved one knows a Bongers, good for you.
This playlist I'm listening to is called Banger Lo-Fi. I may have to change it.
Bonger Lo-Fi? You know what this is? This is our new sensational.
Our new sensational? What do you mean?
Ray Sensation.
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a minute.
I think we've talked about sensational before, but that did happen.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been at like the start of Closing Shift that would have been a thing. Or maybe even back when it was Late Night with Big and Wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty old bit.
It's been a minute.
That was just like a rabbit hole we went down one night. I think I was looking at like photos for like a place.
I think I found one. It was, June of 2023, I suppose.
Yeah, that's quite a while ago.
Yeah. Here, I found the sensational. We can put it up on screen one last time.
There you go. Just like this podcast was, all 50 episodes. Sensational.
You want to close us out?
Sure. Thanks for listening to / watching Closing Shift. We appreciate your support over the last year, and we're sorry to go, but all good things must come to an end, and you can still catch Mia at twitch.tv/rottingcoffee. You can catch me on other people's stuff sometimes, and otherwise, I am signing off for at least a while. This is my final goodbye in the public eye. Everyone, keep it bongers.
Closing Shift, signing off.
Shut up.